a group of people called the warding officers. They are also assigned with the police in terms of warding
Who are
officers
they?
assist from the Ministry of Transport that will organize themselves on their own and go and center somewhere or station somewhere to do any inspections. That will be contradicting to the minister's statement, and that will bring serious consequences.
Now, normally you embark on those sort of exercises to raise revenue, right, for the country, and so it means that you're putting everything on hold.
Yeah, you have to do the terrain management now, because why it is true, this is some of the sacrifices that government make.
Okay.
Because government is there to protect everybody. So if we, as I said, if we get into the streets now to conduct inspection exercises, people will not be moving freely, because this is the time where we have people moving here and there to conduct themselves in terms of celebrating the Independence Day, election day activities around. So we have to do terrain management. It is true that we will lose some money. That this is why we say we are using the platform to encourage other people. But while it is true that we're suspending or relaxing on the inspection exercises, they should also take advantage of that willingly to the Ministry of Transport to do their normal vehicle registration with ease. Because it is by law that you do this. We shouldn't even be in the street doing conducting inspection exercises, but because people are not tax compliant and to also ensure revenue security and to raise revenue for government, we have to do it. But since we have relaxed on that, doesn't give them the zest to stay away, but they should be encouraged by this time to move to the ministry peacefully, and then they process their registrations for their vehicle, for their driver license, for the establishment of their new car dealership or the auto parts stores.
This is the first time that the Ministry of Transport has come up with that.
This is the first time, and I think it's a new development, and this is why we need to tell our people, because in time like this, you expect people to gather politically, you expect people to move about, to shopping for their family members, their children. So you have to be, administration come with wisdom. So it is within that direction that the minister decided that we'll do this.
Now, suspending the joint inspection.
And remember, before you come to your question, remember, suspending it does not mean that people should not go to the Ministry of Transport. As I said, responsibly as a citizen, if you got a car, the first thing you need to do the registration.
Sure.
If you're riding a car or driving a car, another thing you need to do to obtain your driver license. So we should not get at some matter before the person gets to know that this is right to do.
So you're going to keep this in suspension until after the elections. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. We hope to do that
until after the elections. Yes. But in the meantime, if a vehicle is not registered, the person is under they have that fiduciary responsibility. Okay. Now, what it entails for one to go through the registration of their vehicle.
The registration process is just as simple as anything else. In fact, those steps that were too voluminous were reduced, or that were too tedious for people or difficult for people.
Reduce the steps.
They were reduced. They were reduced because we noticed that there are people who have other things to do and they need to go quickly to do those things or go about doing their things. So the first thing we did was we established the customer service. If you went there and then you don't have the means of, or you don't have knowledge about how we do our registration, that particular group of people, the customer service will be there to attend to you.
Okay.
So you pay your money to the windows. We took the bank from the street or across Broad Street and brought it to the Ministry of Transport. There's a window there. And then we added another bank to it, which is the RB and the UBA. So we got two banks. And those two bank windows, you go there and make your payment for your driver license, for your vehicle registration. So everything is done within the Ministry of Transport in the banking on the first floor.
Okay.
They're on the ground floor, rather. So by the time you complete that, they give you an LRA receipt. And when you get your LRA receipt, the next thing you do is you proceed to where they're going to be, if that driver license, where they're going to capture your fingerprint, take your photo, and immediately it's a biometric, it comes on and is given to you. If it is for driver, if it is for vehicle registration plate, you issue all of your documentation that has to do with the ownership of a vehicle, because you have to show proof that this vehicle is for sub yours.
Surely.
So, and the vehicle will automatically be charged. The bill will be given to you. You pay that bill again within the same banking hall. And by the time you pay it, the next thing is your new certificate is printed and attached to your documents that show ownership of your vehicle. And you walk away. The next thing, 2-3 days, you receive SMS text message, and then you go and take dispatch of your plates.
So are you talking about a day's event, or it's 2-3 days?
Yeah, for the license plate. The reason is, remember, there are other people, and then the license plate is not automatic. We have to go in that chronological order.
Okay.
As we print, we give. As we print, we give. Because remember, there are numbers. There are alpha. Is alpha and numeric. So we assign it based on the numbers generated.
So how much is it to get your vehicle registered now?
There are different categories, because not all the vehicles the same. For instance, the small vehicle, the A1 size, the one you see with the A1.
That's a taxi?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a taxi. It can be a private. If you want to make it private, if you want to make that A1 taxi, of course, you go and make it yellow, and then you give us the description. Of course, we print. But if it's in the private category, A1, because remember, the category is the A1, A2, A3. Those are the categories. US dollars.
And the A1 for small car.
Small car. So the A2 plate is $100. Then the A3 plate is $125.
So A3 plate is what one? The truck?
No.
Okay.
the truck. Not so big. So A3 is the 125, A4 is the 140. So from A4, if you get A5, then you got 150 to pay. A6, which is the last category of the A series, you got $200 to pay, except for taxi commercial. So if you got A1, you want to change it to taxi, the first thing is you have to print up and paint that particular car yellow. Then you tell us that you want to commercialize it. And it used to be $190, but government decided to reduce it to $75. So for taxi is
the government has reduced it.
Yeah, we reduce it since 2020 or so.
Okay.
Reduce it. So motorcycle category, we have the keke, which is the 2 wheels, and then we have the 2 wheels, which is the normal motorbike. So the normal motorbike is $25. Then the keke is $50.
So after you've paid that money for registration, when do you pay it again?
Okay, it's done anniversarily, meaning the day you pay, the next year you pay that same time.
Okay.
That's how it looks like.
So let's assume you did your registration in December.
In December.
So is it another December? Okay.
December.
Okay.
And the good thing about it is, if you got it December 18, next year, December the 14 or 15, you will start receiving the alert. It's a system built to remind you that you have your registration being expired. So you have to quickly go and get prepared, in fact, before you go and do your registration. By this time, the only thing you will be doing will be called renewal. So that plate will not be taken from you. New plate will not be given to you.
Okay.
Your number is still maintained. The only thing you're going to do, you're going to pay. So this time when you're paying, government is taking 10% out, so that as a discount for you. So you pay less than what you pay first.
Okay. Now, so if you are, you're going to, secure the A1 plate that you made reference to, are you going to secure it along with, is it compulsory that you secure it along with the insurance, or you can do, secure it without the insurance?
No, everything comes in a package. All right. If you do, when we say registration, we're also talking about the third-party liability insurance. That is the motor insurance. Because we have oversight when it comes to the third-party motor compulsory insurance. So you have to make sure that everything comes as a package. You do the registration for the insurance. You go and select the kind of insurance you want. Remember, there are insurance companies that were certified by the Central Bank of Liberia. That is the responsibility, the legal responsibility of but we are there to regulate the insurance.
Okay.
But the establishment of insurance companies lies in the purview of the Central Bank of Liberia. So you do your third-party liability insurance along with the insurance. And the reason why the third-party liability compulsory insurance is important, because some people own cars, but once there are issues of accident, sometimes they don't have the means of covering the cost of damage. So that insurance companies of theirs, meaning what the insurance company that they choose, will be able to cover that that responsibilities or that accidental issues.
Mm.
So at the end of
So
the
the
day,
question I ask is that you go to secure the A1
yeah, the
plate.
A1 the A1 plate, when you register for the first time, that plate is assigned to you. It's the
Okay.
plate that will be used to identify your vehicle and to also show proof of your ownership.
The question is,
So it's
do you
maintained
secure it?
yeah, secure it.
I mean, at the same time along with the insurance, or you can secure and,
The
and then get the
insurance,
insurance another time.
no, if you the insurance by law,
Mhm.
everything should come in that sequential order or as a package, as I said.
Mhm.
But if you don't have the means financially of getting the insurance
Mhm.
at the time of your vehicle registration, yes, individually you can decide to suspend it until, but it's good and also lawful that you get the insurance.
Okay.
You understand? But some people don't have the full amount to do the registration as a package. Insurance coming with vehicle registration. So what they do their registration and then later on they do their insurance.
Okay.
And the insurance go for 1 year as well. But the insurance also give you an option. You can do half of the insurance as well.
Now,
That it looks like.
what sort of relationship the Ministry of Transport has with those insurance companies? Because at times people do complain that when they are in some violation or some when they're in some problem, let me put it that way, the insurance company will not come to the rescue. What relationship you have with insurance companies?
Yeah, I think we have a deputy minister for administration and insurance. So I just said from the onset that insurance companies that we control are the third party liability insurance component
Okay.
of their operations, not self insurance. But then the relationship is fine, it's cordial. Insurance third party liability insurance companies are also companies that are certified by the Central Bank of Liberia, and the listing are submitted to the Ministry of Transport, which is controlled or regulated by the Deputy Minister for Administration / Insurance. The only thing you need to do is you as a taxpayer or as a vehicle owner, those insurance companies that are listed or certified by the Central Bank of Liberia should be one of those insurance companies that you will go and have a relationship with in terms of covering your insurance. But if you do not do that, and then you went to another insurance that is not even existing as a certified insurance company, that is where some of the problems can come from.
Okay.
You understand? So this is why we decided to do a transport customer service that they will guide you because they are insurance companies that are certified, that are legally registered by the government of Liberia. But if you don't do it, because it's a matter of choice, a matter of option of choosing yours. So if you went somewhere and then you did not do due diligence to yourself, when you call the insurance company, they may not be because the insurance company have to verify that whatever you pay also went into their account before they can attend to you.
Okay. Now,
the relationship's cordial.
Okay, it's cordial. You're listening to the SMS Radio BC 99.9 and also frequencies across Liberia. Also, the guest is Mr. Lemuel Kleeme. He's the Director of Press at the Ministry for Transport. He came to say to us that, look, we've suspended the joint inspection exercise, but you can go willingly if you have a vehicle and your vehicle is now registered. Maybe you want to do a new driver's license. You can go to do that because don't wait until next year when we begin to put pressure on you first before you can go to the registration. So they've given us a window period. That is how many months from now? It's just right after the election.
Yeah, in July, right? So roughly we're talking about August, September, October, November, December. So maybe around December we could be signing like, look, people should come to do that registration because we owe the public, so we need to do due diligence to them too. So as a service delivery entity, these are requirements, so we need to do it. But December, November, we'll continue to raise the issue of coming to the ministry to do registration and make sure that we're conducting inspection next year because you have to create the awareness before you start to do the enforcement. So around November, December, we will be voicing the issue of announcement. In terms of registration, then we start to move on.
When you do those sort of exercise, making reference to the vehicle registration exercise, how much sometimes you raise for government?
Wow, good amount. This is why the Ministry of Transport always emerged as the largest revenue sector ministry by the LRA. the Minister of Transport, of fear and favor, he's been doing extremely well to make sure that the Ministry of Transport remain consistent when it comes to generating revenue. So sometimes a year we raise 10 million, 15 million for government. Yes. So if you go to the Ministry of Transport, you will see the accolades that we receive from the LRA just for that. So the Ministry of Transport is a significant ministry. It's a key ministry. It's well strategic, and we are doing extremely well to make sure that sometimes we even work on Saturdays.
Okay.
Based on the issues of revenue generation.
Yeah. Now you got this major
and sometimes LRA even set a target for us.
I set up for you. Okay. Well, now you got this watch the news, watch the television, or read the papers. Are you going to, maybe use the loudspeakers to go to from streets to streets and community to community to educate our people?
Yeah, as we speak, the inspector division, because they're responsible for conducting the inspections along with the police, they chose to do that. As we speak, all of those things are being put in place to make sure that we do street promotion.
Okay.
Yeah.
To tell our people about the suspension.
Exactly.
While it is true that it's suspended, equally so you are encouraging them.
That is the issue. Okay. That's the core message. Right? It's like somebody gave you owe someone, and somebody saying, look, I gave you the whole time or the whole period. But that doesn't mean that the person won't get their money from you.
Sure.
So the foremost thing you need to do to respect yourself, be tax compliant, make sure you proceed to the Ministry of Transport and process those documents to make sure that at the end of the day when we start, so that people cannot say, oh yes, the people came out just like that. No, it's a long period.
Okay, so let me just open the lines for a few minutes. Hear from our listeners as to what they think about the decision made by the Ministry of Transport to put a temporary halt to the vehicle inspection joined, inspection exercise, often the Ministry of Transport and the police and the RRA, we see them in the streets, trying to park our vehicles. So you got to bring your license, or you got to bring, the vehicle registration papers and all of that. But they said, well, we're not going to do it now until after the elections, because we want this to be done, well coordinated and properly. We want for the people to see that we're trying to hinder their movement. So you can put your calls now to tell us about your take. What do you think about the decision taken by the Ministry of Transport? 0776 540 987 is an alternative line. 0776 540 987, or better still, 0880 514 096. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Upon information for the Ministry of Transport, the Ministry of Transport have some area like Ministerial Complex there, Kakatan, where people go and pay and get play the revenue instruments. So you want to give upon the information.
Medicine for information. They're trying to note that down. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Solomon.
Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I'm all. Let me just commend the honorable studio person. I mean, when the government has been sort of for each food of the community government, before that for me, I get my own car, we could use the very sorry $100. With all people that let you the only people that have been so far so good, the less price in the day, for small for the part of this year. I know that. But I want to appeal to the honorable studio to talk to the public when we need what for people are wrong or the channel. The channel knows that no demarcation, including the yellow ladder, the traffic car, no traffic car on the road. So it's very bad on the road for me. For orange go all the way to channel, no lie on the road. So at least reach out to talk to your police to mark that road for us.
Okay. Okay. He's noting that down. He will make sure. Let's take this caller from this other line quickly. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Sabor.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Sabor, for having me. Let me say good morning to your studio guest. Emmanuel M. Super Jr., you win chairperson of the People's Liberation Party, Muscle of the County. I joined you this morning on the office of the Interlegal Club, Bishkana Mafuki. I probably call in to appreciate the minister instead of his immediate boss. I think this is a good gesture, a kind gesture from the ministry. During this period, this is our holiday, our Independence Day, and vis-a-vis we are going to election. Alleviating or letting go the tariff of inspecting vehicles, our traffic congestion, and leaving those the little money with the people that should have served as good revenue for the government. I think it is well applied, and I call all of those guys involved in the transportation sector to really appreciate the minister and that his team. This is a good gesture for you. Thank you very much for 40 minutes time, Sabor.
Many thanks. Many thanks. Let me take this call also. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Michael Duran. I call you from Banga City, Bon County.
Let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you ever so much for the levels of interest the minister is offering. And then we started, the noise and transport you always in the interland and see that these measures are put up to dinner and making sure that we need more awareness on some of these transport. Government can generate funds. And thank God road is leading from now to Luba, and we thank God these are some of the things that government can just.
Many thanks. Many thanks. Let me take this caller. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
So I want to ask your student. I thank you for your explanation. I want to ask you a few questions. We were paying $25 for lesson and went for 3 years. So now the lesson are going to $50 and it's only for 2 years. It's so disheartening. Sometimes if you buy you pay for your lesson and then you don't have car, you say that 2 years your lesson go in vain. So at least I appealing to the spokesman, let you go back to the ministry and tell the ministry, let it carry the lesson back to 3 years for $50. But you can say $50 and you bought it that, and we are the poor people in this government is for all. I don't think that's the rebel to treat the poor people.
Okay.
Thank you, Shaba.
Many thanks. Let's take this caller. He's noting. He will take that down. He's taking that down, and of course, we'll respond later on. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So, Josh,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I want to commend your student girls, the minister. Yeah, he did well.
He's a director. He's the communication director.
Oh, communication director,
Yeah.
transport.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I want to ask a question. They put a temporary halt to the process. I just want to know the duration of that temporary halt. Yeah.
Okay, let's take this other call. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I was driving my point of correction. My name is Bobby Michaels. I was trying to say that transport had a service center at Ministerial Complex and transport had a service center at Kakatan. So I want to let the legislative guests to please educate the public on that.
Okay. Many thanks. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Saba. And good morning to Dr. Lemuel Kleeme there in studio.
Yes, go ahead.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
This is testimony by joining the conference of Central Morovia.
Okay.
And let me say thanks a million for the explanation made thus far by the President Director. And I say thanks a million to the Minister of Transport, Mr. Wulu, and his team for the fast attendance in creating a situation or a policy that will allow the ordinary people, because when you look at the city we're already in the real city, so should you launch registration vehicle inspection and all of that, I think it will cause traffic congestion, and that you know and I know some of what it will mean for our people. So I think that is our family. We hope and pray that we all coordinate pray for a peaceful election, free, fair, and transparent, so that we can start again. resume our work of normal affairs.
Okay, let me take this caller. He's spoken already. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
I'm Abraham Tupa. I call you from an ERW resident.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to find out something from your studio guest. And let me pass on and appreciate the Transport Ministry for taking that brilliant and salient decision. My question has to do with vehicle registration. For instance, and you talk about the A2 card that has to do with $100 payment. So, for instance, this year, 2023, you did a registration of $100 for your vehicle. Is it the same amount of money you're going to pay next year for that same car?
Okay.
Or is there any discount?
Okay, so just be listening and respond to that. Let me allow you to respond and then we'll open the lines again later on and close up. Good morning.
Yeah, okay. Let me
let's
just
take
the last caller.
Yes,
there's a discount. I said, if you're listening, I said 10% discount is given to the taxpayer. So meaning if you paid $100, 100 United States dollars for the first time registration, when you proceed to the ministry to do a renewal of that document, you'll be given a discount of 10%, which is $10. So you'll be paying $90. So the price will not remain the same. And then the caller who spoke about the issue of reducing the cost of the driver license. I think the stakeholders, the key stakeholders are listening. It is not the Ministry of Transport that unilaterally come up with certain fees attached to the services of that ministry. It is done in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance and the LRA. So if the key stakeholders will again sit and see it feasible to do reduction, that will be key. But I can't sit on the radio and tell you that. If I get to the ministry, I will tell the minister, or Minister Samuel A. Wulu will just unilaterally wake up one morning and say, or tomorrow to say, the fees for driver license is reduced to this. No. That's how government works. Then another caller spoke about the issue of road signs. And I also think that the authority, because all land ministries have different or separate functions. So we collaborate, but when it comes to the statutory functions of the different ministries and agencies, I hope the Minister of Public Works is listening. If there's no road sign, I think they should be thinking about installing one or two on that road.
Okay.
Because road signs come with road security or vehicle security as well. Because the movement of people and how people drive to observe road signs key to the movement of people. So I think the issue of the 5 months duration, you got July all the way to December. But I was telling Saba and the public in general that you don't wait until December. You fall in the category of one of the taxpayer that is not in compliant. Because remember, there are people who register and they have to go over the next year before that registration expires. But if you notice that this month, your vehicle will be expiring, for example, on the 26th or 27th of July, make sure you just proceed to the ministry and do your processing. If you wait until November, December, by that time we'll be echoing that we will be starting inspection the next year. So obviously when we'll get at you, then obviously you should not sentimentalize the issue of inspection at that time. That's what we're saying. But you got a period of 5 months. But the 5 months should not be something that you enjoy. It should not be a privilege. It should be the opportunity for you to proceed and process your documents.
Okay. Okay, so any final message for our people?
Yes, I just want to say, Sobert, thanks very much for giving us the opportunity to speak on a platform to talk to our people. The only final message I have is all of the actors or owners or operators of vehicle, please take advantage of this particular period and do your registration quietly at the Ministry of Transport. And when you get there, get to the customer service desk. Let them guide you so that you can have some missteps in the processes. Because if you do some missteps in your processes, it may create some future problems or embarrassment for you. So to make sure that you avoid embarrassment in the future, get to the customer service desk, or when you hire in the services of some people within the ministry, make sure that those people are genuinely employed in the Ministry of Transport to avoid future consequences. Thanks very much.
Okay, many thanks. We really appreciate your time. Let's take this, let's take the song quickly. We'll close up on this.